Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. You will get 4,000 of these in your lifetime living in Chicago. 4,000 of these, and it's not great. Kenzie guessed bug bites. Case guessed, quote, flesh-eating brain worms. Rough night last night, thinking of just coming in?
It's just always a possibility.
Well, you never know. I guess you never know until it happens, and they say, what did he die of? Flesh-eating brain worm.
And then you go, oh, my God, he had 3,500 of those.
No, he said he had a lot of headaches. He just complained all the time. I said, take Tylenol.
I get a lot of headaches.
You get a lot of headaches, Kenzie?
Yeah.
Do you take anything
for
for
kids?
Oh, the kids do it. Do you take Tylenol? Or do you
Also
just...
flesh-eating brain worms, huh? Am I right?
Do you try to will it away, or do you take a drug?
Huh?
You try to will. I'm giving her a headache right now.
My kids?
No, well, you can will away your kids. You can. For the headache,
my kids are like so attached to me.
But do you take a Tylenol, or do you just try to block out the headache?
Oh, I see. Mainly alcohol. No kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm an Aleve girl. I try to give it a moment to like do its thing, naturally work out, calm down. When that doesn't work, because it never does, I take an Aleve.
Aleve is a wonder drug.
I like my Aleve, and people are like, "Don't do it." I'm gonna do it. That's my worst thing, I guess, that I do.
Living dangerous over here on the Aleve. That big blue bottle's just calling you. So you guys aren't right. I don't know what the text line said. On the text line, Kenzie?
I felt like the best guess I saw on the text line was paper cuts.
Paper cuts, 4,000 in your lifetime.
Oh, day ruiner right there.
Okay, so what do you got on the text line?
Daryl checked in, first-time texter.
Love that.
His guess was parking tickets.
Woof.
Daryl, if you have 4,000 parking tickets, take the bus.
Yeah, seriously.
Just take it out of your own hands.
Well, good Lord, parking tickets are like $100-ish a ticket.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Well, also, you know, we talked about getting rid of those scooters, but they're not probably going anywhere. So get on those scooters. People just leave them everywhere, and no one gets a ticket.
Yeah, it's
okay,
fine.
you're just spewing out information that you don't know is accurate.
What do you mean?
You don't know if you can't get a ticket because where your scooter is. You damn well could.
Not where you
get it,
leave.
like taken.
No, I'm talking about the rental scooters. People leave them everywhere. They just drop them in front of our house in alleys. They just in the middle of the street. When you're done using it, they just drop them and go.
And they throw them in the river.
Yeah, they're in the river. Now, if it's a personal scooter, yeah, I guess you could probably get a ticket on there somewhere. But the ones
imagine, or just get it taken away.
Take your scooter.
Got my scooter repoed.
And we've can you imagine, you see those in movies when cars get repossessed and it's a very, pretty vile situation, volatile. Some guy just walking up and taking your scooter, pushing you off of it and taking it, repoing the scooter. So somebody in the text line was kind of right about the paper cuts. You'll, in Chicago, suffer 4,000 cuts, scrapes, and bruises in your lifetime. That's the fact. 4,000 of them. A poll found the average person suffers 35 scrapes and bruises a year, or 3 a month in Chicago. When you factor all the injuries from childhood, the average lifetime, because you get more when you're younger, apparently. But I don't know. I cut on those plastic containers with, like, let's say croissants in them.
No.
So you go to Costco. And you get a bunch of croissants.
Like a bakery section of the grocery store, like a plastic container like that.
Kenzie understands what I'm saying. Just those plastic containers you have to open up.
You don't have to set a scene. Just describe, like.
No, I want to take us there.
He said he doesn't know what you mean. You go, okay.
The Cold War was raging on, so it's going to be a long story.
You've never seen a plastic container you have to open when there's food inside.
Like the ones with the cinnamon rolls, like a pop.
Like the pop ones that are a nightmare if someone's sleeping in your house. It's your worst enemy.
Okay,
thank you.
Kenzie has painted a nice picture. I understand what's happening.
Well, I'm glad you understand now. I opened one of those a week ago, and it cut my palm.
Uh-huh.
And there's still a
scar
there.
Like a sign from God, maybe.
Yeah, it's the stigmata.
Look at that scar. I'm like, how did this happen? And it was an amazing amount of blood that was coming out of my palm.
Even your body is like, for the love of God.
I was like, scarred.
Please don't.
I mean, can I get a win somewhere in the day? And I just stupid container slices my palm open and it won't heal because it's on your palm.
Yeah. No, that's the sign of Christ. That's the same thing Jesus had.
Yeah, the nail. Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Kenzie, it's the same thing. Jesus was
Jesus
trying
didn't
to
cut his hand open and trying to get out his 18th croissant.
He wanted a cinnamon roll and he cut his hand open.
Boy, this show at 6:30 gets so biblical. We somehow take it all the way around to Jesus, the first and last supper,
All of them.
the Old and the New Testament.
Yeah, Noah's Ark
Even
has come
Jesus
up.
was like, that's enough body of Christ for you. You know what I mean? Not good.
So yeah,
You're set.
I think I'm getting more cuts as I get older. Does your skin get weaker as you get older?
I think it does get more frail. Think about like old people, like their hands are always bleeding. when
I
they get
know.
older.
I don't want to be
They
that.
are, because they're usually on like blood thinner. They bruise like a peach.
All right, I'm not on blood thinners.
Are you sure? You probably should be.
No, why? I want thick blood.
Just think of all the syrup you eat. It's probably thickened up everything in your body.
Yeah, but
Spit it out.
isn't good thick blood better? Like I got Culver's blood right now from last night.
No, you're one step away from a clot.
Yeah, I was going to say thick blood would equal a clot, wouldn't
That's
it?
the problem.
Doesn't thick blood push all the clots through better? The
No.
thin blood can't push them.
Oh, you want thick blood for momentum.
Yeah.
To sort of break the dam of the blood clot.
Yeah, you ever see a flood?
He's opened a clogged artery. Everything gets cleaned out. No, it's not
not
like a fire hose.
It's not like this trickle of water that brings the dam down. It's a flood with a lot of power. So I want that thick blood. I want that cheese curd blood.
For
I think
health
you've
reasons.
accomplished that.
You guys got any cuts? Do you want to talk about?
I mean, I always have bruises. It looks ridiculous. I run into everything. I
You
can't
do.
figure out. It's so annoying. The corners on my damn island. They always stick out just a little bit. Like they have like this little curve at the end of them that's supposed to be decorative. And I'm chipping away at my hip bone slowly. I hit it every effing day. And every day I tell my husband how much I hate the counter. It's the most infuriating thing.
One day to get Kenzie to come in, we'll have to put our a hand. She'll become like a hand puppet because she can't stand. Have to like bring us like. How about
Fragments, bone fragments floating throughout my body.
well,
Shrapnel.
that thick blood will push those bone fragments through.
It won't.
right.
It's not what blood's doing.
Casey, got any cuts or scrapes or bruises on you right now?
Man, I feel like such a loser. I don't have anything. I don't live that life anymore.
What does that mean?
Like as a kid, I used to have all these cuts and bruises. I like had something to show for myself.
like an active life?
Yeah. I live a very sedimentary life now.
Getting my cheer.
I love a good chair.
He gets in his lazy boy.
Oh God, I wish I had lazy boy money.
Pulls out the Sun Times.
What am I, 95?
And even though it's 93 out today, he's going to be cold and need a shawl to pull over him.
And all this before I put on my nightcap and light my candle.
And then at 6 p.m. it's bedtime.
I can't believe you're single. I can't believe
Yeah,
that.
I know who would have thought.
Yeah.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're just moments away from Ticket Blitz Thursday. I'd say 6 minutes away. Your chance at 21 Pilots tickets, which will be at Tinley Park. That show goes on sale tomorrow officially. The pre-sales happen, but it goes on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. Or am I wrong? That went on sale last week, actually.
Went on sale last week, but hey, what's better than buying tickets? Oh, I don't know, winning tickets.
I think winning them is better. So that's coming up in 6 minutes once we start it. Every hour, free tickets for 21 Pilots happening here on Q101. Lauren, Brian Phillips, all the way through the day. We'll have another one at 9, so not too far away. But first, we're going to pour one out for something in Indiana that they believe you don't need this anymore. They being the government, you, the people of Indiana, should be shocked by this. And we're pouring one out. Well, you're going to have to find a way to say goodbye, Indiana. To save $110,000 in annual costs by the state, the Indiana Department of Natural Resources is moving to a paperless system for maps. No more maps. If you enjoy the nostalgia of hiking with a guide, with the guide of a paper map, this will be the last year you can do that at the Indiana Dunes State Park and other Hoosier state parks, all the parks in the state. They're citing a $110,000 annual cost as the problem here. And so they have to get rid of that. They're trying to get that money back. And so they're going to be paperless. A quote here from them. The cost savings will support the operations of state parks while still providing guests with access to paperless maps. It's provided by the DNR website and mobile app as part of an email read on this. They said, for now, paper maps remain at state parks and the transition will happen after the current supply runs out. Now, by saying this, I'm sure people are going to be running and grabbing the maps.
Like it's a rare baseball card?
That or a Who concert. So don't trample anybody.
Who concert?
Go look that one up. Don't trample anybody, please, in trying to get these last maps. They believe that paper maps will be available for the remainder of this year for recreational season. But then again, I don't think so. I think people are going to grab these maps up. It's unknown how cell phone service at the Indiana Dunes State Park and other state parks will be 100% reliable for hikers and visitors. They threw that in at the end kind of as a quiet statement, but we know how true that is. When you're out there and you need a map and your phone doesn't have service, you are in big trouble. Cell phone reception on the park's trail is strong, according to the Department of Natural Resources of Indiana. I don't know if they made a test. I don't know what happened out there. They went to every trail with, hey, Kenzie, bring your cell phone out here and walk every trail.
Well, I will say, as somebody who loves hiking, that's like probably one of my hobbies, I'd argue. You should download the All Trails app because it actually has them mapped out, and you can download that map ahead of time on your phone so you don't need service. You could just look at the downloaded map already. So I would recommend that. I do that as a hiker because I don't want to unfold an entire map while I'm mid-mountain sometimes, so I do that.
Also, you can't guarantee cell service.
Right. So, but if you download that, I will say it was fun to grab the maps, though, when you, I actually still love scrapbooking in this world. I want my kids to not just have to swipe through old photos of me on a phone. I think that that's fun. So I love, our family trips and stuff like that, actually putting stuff together. And I like grabbing the maps of the places we've hiked to put in a scrapbook. So that is a little bit of a bummer because it's already you don't actually get tickets to events anymore. I love doing that for scrapbooks and you're kind of losing all those physical elements of memories, but
yeah.
Oh, well.
No, that's all good, valid points. By the way, people were texting already saying, what was that app again you use?
All Trails. It's a fantastic, the best hiking app. It has, you can rate them almost like Yelp. People tell you different things about it. So if a mile marker seems off or something like that, it's all in the notes, which is really cool. And it maps out the whole thing, distance ahead of time, level of difficulty. It's my favorite hiking app.
Well, listen, I agree with you on this, Kenzie, about your digitizing, but I just want to go back to when I was a kid and we drove through Indiana back in the day when we drove through Indiana and we'd stop at the rest stop. Someone had to pee, or 6 of us. Someone eventually had to pee. And you go to the rest stop, and you go to that Xanadu where you walk in the lobby and and all these maps that unlock the world to you. And I grab those maps. And I get back in the car after my brother punched me in the face or something. Somehow some kind of fight happened over the pee situation.
Naturally.
And then you get back in the car, and I'd open the map and dream of visiting places like Muncie or... dare I even dreamed about Indianapolis. I couldn't think that big at 9 years old about Indianapolis. But the thought of traveling on a journey, and I was sword fighting people to get there for some reason in my head to get to Indianapolis or Muncie.
It was the Oregon Trail that took you to Indy.
And the map led me there. That killed a good hour and a half, 2 hours in the car of looking at all the cities in between, the little towns, the counties, the rivers. I'd follow the rivers on where they went. Having that paper map. That's right. Traveling to the exotic Muncie, Indiana, let's say. In my head only, I've never been to Muncie.
You're not missing anything. Don't worry.
It never worked out.
Don't worry.
I think this is atrocious that maps are going away. Paper maps. Because if the phone has everything, fine. Yeah, but it's not the same. Not the same experience.
So as a kid, your favorite toy was a paper map?
100%. 100%.
Oh, my God.
It opened my imagination that I could live outside of where I grew up.
And you just didn't want to play with an iPad?
Didn't have
He
one.
didn't have iPad.
Oh,
yeah.
Look
God.
at him.
What an awful childhood that
Does he look like
was.
he had an iPad when he was a kid? Is he giving that kind of energy to you?
To be fair, you didn't even have one at 26 years old. iPads didn't exist when you were a kid.
They existed by the time I was 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not as a kid. I was 6.
Yeah.
What'd you do before the iPad?
I stared at the wall.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I was waiting for the iPad to come out.
Yeah, no, because you had you probably had a home computer. You play Roller Coaster Tycoon on or something.
Yeah, I like the pinball game. I like the 3D pinball that was installed on Windows.
I had the Nancy Drew games, but then I would get scared as I was trying to solve the mystery. I'm like, I don't want to go in the basement and look at the cliff.
Oh my God, are you insane?
Yeah, this sounds terrifying. We should just stay up here in this awesome house.
Look, Mary checked in and can relate to me here. Finally, someone that can relate to me. She says, Mishawaka is my favorite Indiana town. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mary checking in from Midlothian. See, she's from Midlothian, but understands the journey to get to Mishawaka. Went through a lot of sword fighting, a lot of, camping. You'd sit there and look at the map and go, if we leave now, we can get there by nightfall.
We'll be there in a fortnight.
Yeah, it just, I don't like that these maps are going away. And this doesn't even relate to the part that Kenzie was talking about. If you're actually on trails and your phone dies or you lose service and you need to know where you are. And by the way, it's 8 o'clock. We know we're going to do 21 Pilots tickets in just a second, so hang on.
I'm not much of an outdoorsman. I think that's fair to say. Nobody's ever seen me on a hiking trail before. And I'm also not much of a traveler. So I have no affinity for paper maps. I don't know how to use a map. If I was lost and you told me to grab a map and find my house, I couldn't do that.
You couldn't find your house on a paper map right now.
I have no clue how to use a map. That being said, if I was going to go hiking, I would want the paper map because the last thing that I want is to lose Wi-Fi, to lose battery, and to get eaten by a bear. And I guarantee it, this time next year, we're going to be doing a story about how bear attacks in state parks are up 700% because they ran out of maps, people get lost, people get scared, now they're getting eaten by bears.
Can I give you a little piece of news?
Please.
Oh,
A lot of people get lost with maps. It's not going to make a difference. A lot.
Yeah, another check-in from Midlothian. Shannon checked in and says, does Brian not know about printers? So now I'm supposed to print MapQuest to go in the park and avoid a bear?
And you think that the paper map is so big, you're going to need a special kind of paper. I don't know how to get that paper.
And stop saying avoid bears. Nowhere on paper maps does it say where you can avoid bears.
I think some of them
They
have.
could be anywhere in the park, Brian.
No, if you're on Waze, it says where there's a bear.
Yeah.
It's a cop car and a little bear.
Waze tells you where the bears are. This is terrible. To save $110,000. Now, Case, remind me what the governor of Indiana did with, I believe, about that same amount of money.
$118,000 recently went to the governor of Indiana so that he could build a helipad at his house in Jasper, Indiana. Let me tell you, it's the first helipad that's been in Jasper in the history of that city, and the city paid $118,000 for his helipad. Meanwhile, we're getting rid of paper maps, and now people are going to be prone to bear attacks as a result.
To save $110,000.
I bet you they said, well, where are we going to get this money? And he goes, no maps this year. Problem solved.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 Ticket Blitz Thursday. If you missed that keyword for 21 Pilots tickets this hour and you haven't had a chance to enter yet, we'll give it to you again in just about 10 minutes after we play Lincoln Park. The keyword coming up for 21 Pilots, the word that's active this hour. But first, I feel like this is the third time we've done it this morning of pouring one out for something. It's not great when we have to do this all the time. We don't want to do it, but we have to. It's our job. Very curious about this one, if anybody cares, if it really has helped somebody. I'd love to know that, if it's helped you, because it's going away. The company behind the career-finding websites Monster, not the delicious energy drink, there is a job site called Monster, and Career Builder announced it has initiated voluntary Chapter 11 bankruptcy in Delaware. So they're both going under. It says, quote, they've initiated a court-supervised sale process to maximize value, preserve jobs. So it's a job-finding website. They're trying to save their jobs. The CEO said this, for over 25 years, we've been a proud global leader in helping job seekers and companies connect and empower employment across the globe. However, like many other in the industry, our business has been affected by challenging, uncertain macroeconomic environments. Whenever they use the word macro somewhere, I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying I don't know what that
Sounds like you say he's lying.
I don't know what macroeconomic environment is.
Well, get off your high horse if you're going to use the term microeconomic.
Macro.
What's the term?
Macro.
I can't even say it.
Micro is what you have.
Jeez.
I thought macros were like when you count like your proteins and your carbs and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It is. There's your macros. Megan does that when she counts her macros, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you wait? Hold on. How do you count your macros?
I don't know.
It's a bitch. I've been doing it. I will.
Is it counting the actual calories going in your body?
So no, that's calorie counting. Great, and that's maybe part of it.
Okay.
But like macros is like all the things. So like how much fiber, how many grams of protein, how many grams of fats. Like it's like breaking down the composition of what you're eating beyond calories.
Okay.
Because like I need to hit like 130 grams of protein a day. So on top of all my calorie counting, I'm also counting grams of protein.
And those are all called macros?
And that's like your macros, like
So what's that got to do with the macroeconomic environment?
I don't know. Is it a diet company?
No, it's jobs. Yeah. So
I Googled the meaning of macro, just the dictionary says a single instruction that expands automatically into a set of instructions to perform a particular task.
I don't think Jeff, the CEO here, knows what macro is. Maybe that's why it's all going under.
I don't like feeling like I'm in school again. And all this makes me feel dumb.
Well, the point is they're going away, Monster and Career Builder, which brings up the point that I'd be so curious about how you found your job, how you ended up getting it, because I don't think I've ever applied for a job on these. Now, we have a weird job where you have to kind of send an audition to get this job,
Yeah.
a demo tape or some kind of presentation of yourself. So it's harder to send those, I guess, through these sites. Maybe someone has got it. I'd love to know if someone got a job through Career Builder or Monster and it worked. Like, I got this job back here because I already worked at Q101 back in the old sludge days. Then I got exiled from Chicago radio. And the big man here, Marv, reached out to me on LinkedIn because I'd changed my phone number. He didn't have it anymore.
Wow.
Got a message on LinkedIn, which I very could have easily not seen.
I was just going to say, I should check my LinkedIn. I haven't been on that in about 5 years.
No, you're not going anywhere. Don't check your damn
Somebody may have
LinkedIn.
offered me like a movie. Wait a minute.
You were supposed to be in the F1 movie.
Oh my God.
Kenzie was supposed to be the host of Wheel of Fortune instead of Ryan Seacrest.
Kenzie, Dakota Johnson was the second pick for Materialist. They wanted you.
Yep. Got all these jobs sitting there on your LinkedIn. Should have
That's
checked.
my nightmare.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you were here with us, though.
Thank God you just signed that contract.
No.
Thank God.
Yeah, if I didn't happen to look at my damn LinkedIn that day, I wouldn't probably be here right now because he would have thought I was blowing him off. But he had no other way to get a hold of me, apparently, that time. I changed my number, and my email had changed, so he didn't know what to do.
I'm surprised you have a LinkedIn.
I have a LinkedIn, and when I went to it, I actually went to it recently because listeners will jump on there and they want to, I guess, friend you, whatever you call it. You connect.
Make a connection.
Make a connection.
What a bunch of corporate gobbledygook. Anyways.
Yeah, so I went on it, and I saw it. It's wildly outdated because I haven't updated it in like 7 or 8 years since I got this job. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to sit and update my LinkedIn page. But then whenever that happens, somebody thinks you're looking for a job because then it goes on all their things. Why all of a sudden you're adding in all this new stuff on your LinkedIn? Because you're sending out resumes or trying to get a job,
I also have that problem. I believe my LinkedIn says that I'm a phone screener here. And while I do still do that as a part of my job, I have a much nicer title now.
Well, why don't you describe your title to everybody now, what it is really?
Executive producer, which I've had for 2 years. We're doing okay.
If we have an executive producer, shouldn't there be other producers?
Hey, Brian, that's been my argument.
Well,
I agree.
What I'm saying is you're really just the producer.
Okay. You've, in this segment now, referred to me as having a micro and have demeaned my job title. Did something happen that I don't know about? Is there anything you need to talk about?
Kenzie, am I wrong? If there's an executive producer, there's like some other producer under that executive producer.
You're an assistant to the manager.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my God, I have so many messages on LinkedIn. I am so stressed right now.
I knew we lost
I don't
Kenzie.
even have time for this segment. I need to see. I have got to read these. Don't ask me anything else.
I saw her bury her face in her phone once we started. She got kind of quiet. Is there anything interesting in there? Any job offers?
I don't know. I see invitation enclosed, and I'm stressed. I don't even want to. I'm going to be depressed.
You missed a lot of crap.
This is like when T-Pain found out you could message on Instagram, and all these people had reached out to him to do collaborations, and he was so like, Madonna! Like, he was so upset. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Okay, let us know what happens there. Let us know what happens with some of that. We'll continue with our conversation.
This is horrible.
Britt checked in and said she got her last 3 jobs through Indeed. Never heard of Monster, she says. That's why they're going. I guess they're going out.
It's a little concerning for the state of the economy if a job hiring site is going away, is it not?
Hey, no jobs. What are they going to post?
And Monster, actually, they used to have a Super Bowl commercial. They were huge like 10 years ago or
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
like that.
They're referenced in The Office at one point because Michael types in the wrong domain and monster noises come out of his computer instead of going to monster.com. It's great.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, man. Jim checked in and said, by the way, Case did have somebody under him. It was Josie. Let's pour one out for Josie now, too, who's not here anymore. Okay, we don't need to do that.
Thank God Case is single, because the statement Josie was under him would have gotten him in a lot of trouble a few weeks ago.
He would have really had to update his LinkedIn after that.
No kidding.
No, thank God I'm single. It's awesome.
Thank God.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. How'd you get your job? How did it end up happening? If it Career Builder and Monster go away, I guess it's just kind of standing out front with a sign. Can I work here? It's Brian and Kenzie, Q101. That 21 Pilots keyword coming up in 3 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So it's the last time we'll give the keyword out for this hour, and it is sleep. SLEEP to 312-591-8300. That keyword for Ticket Puts Thursday for 21 Pilots at Credit Union 1 Amphitheater in Tinley Park, Wednesday, September 24th. From our great friends at Live Nation and, of course, from Brian and Kenzie and Q101. Sleep, 312-591-8300. It's active for about 7 more minutes. The next time will be a new keyword we'll give after 9 o'clock. But first, let's get to music entertainment news. Well, The Bear dropped yesterday. All of season 4 dropped on Hulu, and we all agreed that we would watch episode 1. Not the whole thing, just episode 1, and give our take on how we feel about how the show's going in recovery after the season 3, which did have a lot of things left unsaid, which is usually how the seasons go, and there's some kind of cliffhanger. But at this point, episode 1, season 4, Kenzie, The Bear, what did you think?
I thought it was decent. I understand they're setting a platform, right?
Yep.
I do think as good as last season was, it wasn't a bad season. I should be dealing with new problems. I'm like, I get it. The restaurant has to do better and make money, So I'm excited for them to get there and see how it unfolds.
I said the same thing when I was watching it.
I also learned I don't know what the word dissonance means because they showed the title. I'm like, I can't even tell if this is a bad review or not. I wish they would have led with something. They flashed to it and I'm like, I got nothing. I got it. It was this exciting, and then he throws it in the trash. And he takes it out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if he's happy. I was like, I don't know what this word means. I'm like so confused.
Yeah, I was hilarious. It was ridiculous. I didn't know what was going on either. I didn't understand it. I agree with you, Kenzie, on that.
You didn't know what the word dissonance meant either?
I didn't know what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're together on that one.
Cool.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't understand. So overall, just you're waiting for more on episode 2. You're definitely
I'm waiting for more. I can tell they're gonna get there. That's good.
Yeah.
We kicked off with the review. Okay, check mark on something.
Yup.
There's the clock countdown. Okay, check mark. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we're gonna get somewhere. Bring the girl back he likes. Let's solve that hopefully from season 2. I'm
Right.
like, all right, what are we gonna do here?
Yeah, the clock.
I need some tea. Okay, I need some cheese made mother.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you think about the clock, Brian? Because didn't you feel like it was maybe a little bit on the nose in the way that they're trying to tell that story?
I think the clock was telling time appropriately in the episode, like as it was going through in the countdown of it. Like I know it's leading somewhere that intrigued me to think of what's coming next. Are they going to be on top of the Sears Tower soon? Like I didn't know what was going to happen.
Well,
there,
what do you think? Do you think the clock will expire at some point, or do you think they're going to figure it out before then?
I think the clock will probably just keep going through this season to season 5.
The clock's going to go the whole season. They
Yeah.
set up a clock in episode 1. It's going to go through the whole season.
Yeah.
How could it go through the whole season? It's a pretty short clock.
They don't have enough time.
No, it can go. It can go that long.
Brian.
Hold on.
Brian. It sounds like you didn't do your
Did
homework.
you not? I'm gonna kill you.
No, the clock
No,
could go.
no, because we agree. Do you know how late I watched this episode? I texted our group chat last night, and I will say you didn't respond, but I figured maybe you just watched it earlier.
Yeah, I
stayed
was
up
into
late
it.
as hell.
I was into the show. I couldn't respond.
You were so
No, wait,
locked
Case,
in that you couldn't respond.
Case, what was the clock about, Brian? What's the clock? How long's on the clock?
The clock is about our life.
No.
And it's all how it's fading away. And
How much time's on the clock?
about 40 minutes.
You're such an a-hole because you were like, hey guys, no. You're like Mr. Lead of the show was like, seriously, I want everyone to watch it so we can review this tomorrow. And I
Right.
stayed up late and you didn't watch it?
I thank you for that. I thank you for that. That's a great mission there. And listen,
And you were lying again?
I'm not lying. It was 42 minutes on that clock. Go back
No,
and watch it
wasn't.
again. All right. So yesterday, first time ever on the show, I lied and said I was caught up on The Bear. And I needed 3 episodes to catch up with last season, season 3. And we were all going to watch season 4, episode 1.
You lied to sound cool, to have people believe that you had watched all of season 3.
Because I am embarrassed that I haven't caught up like everybody else, you see.
Boo.
So my plan was to watch those 3 episodes, and I could watch episode 4 like we all agreed to do. I guess I kind of ordered everybody to.
Yeah, you're kind of the boss around here.
But we went to Culver's after daycare.
Okay. And you were in daycare?
Well, we picked up Harper in
Okay.
daycare. And Meg goes, let's go to Culver's because she gets off at the train. And I was like, okay, let's do that. And then we did that. And I fell asleep on the floor after the Culver's.
At the floor at Culver's?
No,
or
no.
the floor at home?
We got home and I had a food coma and I fell asleep. And I woke up at 11 o'clock. And I go, I can't watch it. I can't watch 4 episodes now. So I didn't. I'm sorry.
We gathered. Thank you so much.
I just only 2 days in a row. You're never going to hear it again from me. I'm sorry again.
Are you going to watch them this weekend?
Yeah, I'll catch up.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about it.
Monday we'll talk about it, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure we'll do that.
Kenzie's not
You're
even looking at me.
sick. No, because you're sick.
What, that's too much.
No, because you've gotten to a point where you're becoming the kind of person who thinks that they're more busy than everybody. You throw the kid thing at Case all the time. Well, I have 2 kids. I have double the amount of children you have, and I watched it last night.
Yeah, but my kid's more of a handful.
No, it's not. Your kid's in daycare, and neither of mine are.
Listen, she is a handful. And
You can't keep doing this. What do you, what's going on with you, man?
I don't understand where the hours in your day go sometimes.
oh, you think I do nothing?
I'm not
Kind
saying,
of.
hold on, I'm not saying that.
I am.
I don't understand where some of those hours go.
Because you get to leave here at a decent time, and you don't live far away. And then your daughter is in daycare till 5.
And when
So
you're
you have at least 4 or 5 hours alone by the time you leave.
and
But some of that's catching up on sleep, though.
okay, but not all.
4
of it.
4 or 5 hours.
Not, yeah, you take an 8-hour nap in the afternoon.
Yeah.
The problem is that when you're here, I can see you and I know what you're doing. And if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, I make sure that stops immediately.
Yeah.
But when you go home, I lose control of you, and I'm learning that that's a problem.
I don't think you're very good at time management after you leave here.
How dare you?
I would agree with
How
this.
dare you both?
Why? Prove to me that I'm wrong. What would you do yesterday?
So I left here.
Yeah.
What did I do yesterday?
Besides Culver's and sleeping.
Kenzie, I think that was it.
Yeah, but the Culver's was so good. That's all.
You can eat the Culver's. No one's saying that.
It sounds like you're saying I can't eat Culver's.
No, it's not what anyone's saying to you.
That's what I'm hearing. That's the conversation I'm hearing.
You got Harper from daycare at 5 and then went to Culver's. So what did you do for 5 hours?
What did I do?
What did you do?
I think I was doom scrolling. I think that's it. Because it did say I've increased to like 9 hours on my phone.
You're on your phone 9 hours a day?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just put the show on in the background?
Or
at
put it on
least?
your phone.
Because I got to pay attention to it if I'm going to watch it. I can't doom scroll and watch a show.
Why didn't you choose the show then?
Because the doom scrolling seemed better at the time. It's good. The algorithm was killing yesterday.
What did you get in the algorithm?
Bunch of guitar solos.
Oh, that's badass. Hold on, maybe you shouldn't have watched The Bear.
Oh no.
Some guy named Randy's doing mayonnaise by the pumpkins? That sounds awesome.
It was dope. It was so dope. Oh, boy.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.